everybody, it's Holly, and thank you for joining me on Smile by Holly. It's wonderful to have you here. Look what we're going to be making today. This is just a darling little double folio. What a special gift to give a friend. But let me show you this. It's just closed with this really pretty ribbon and opens up to this double fold that can house, I'm guessing like 4 to 6 cards and envelopes on each side. And I've just embellished some cards and some envelopes. What I'm using today is I'm using a collection called Cocoa Vanilla Studios, and it's called Storyteller. Look how fun this is. And it was these little sections that I cut out and used to place onto my cards. It made my cards just go so fast, and yet my cards just coordinated with, you know, the paper and the envelopes, and everything just kind of went together. And that's why I love using paper collections, because everything goes. But anyway, this was a fun one to work with. I also bought the embellishments. There's these wonderful flowers and cute little sayings. So let's just jump right in and get started on our double fold folio. Okay, so what you'll want to start out with is a piece of paper that is 12 by 12. Now, one thing that I found is this does not need to be double-sided paper. Let me bring in my other folio. Is you will want to add a liner on the inside to kind of finish it off, give it more of a complete look. So even if you do use double-sided paper, which I did on this one, I found that I still wanted to cover up the little flaps that folded over. So once again, it's not necessary to use double-sided. And so on this one, I'm just going to use some thin single-sided paper. Now, I do like the weight of double-sided paper, so I'm just going to be really careful when I score so that I don't, you know, make that mark that goes all the way through. Anyway, you've got your 12 by 12 piece of paper. The first score line is at 1/2 inch, at 6, and at 11.5. Okay, now just flip it a quarter, and you want to score it at 3.5 and at 11. Okay, we're done scoring. Now I am going to go ahead and fold and burnish this. I think by doing this, it helps to kind of show you a little bit easier where we are actually going to be cutting. Sometimes it's so hard to see the score line, so when you kind of fold it, it magnifies it a little bit. Okay, so there is our paper that is scored. Now, before I go any further, let me just say thank you to Sherry over at the Paper Posh, who gave me this wonderful idea. I'll leave a link for her channel below. She has so many adorable, cute things that she makes. But the way that she described it is you actually want to cut up at each intersection, okay? So where this score line meets at the intersection right there, you want to cut up that score line. Okay, and that was a good way of saying it. So cut up to that little intersection, okay? Over here, we're gonna cut up to the intersection. Cut up to the intersection. Cut up to the intersection. And then this one is going to be all the way up. So cut all the way up to that score line, okay? Now, right over here, you have these 2 little tabbies, okay? We're just going to cut those off. 2 little rectangles, so just cut that off. Boom and boom. Okay, now what we want to do is we want to miter all of our corners, which means just taking a tiny little triangle out of all of our corners. You see that? Little tiny triangle, little tiny triangle. Let's make that one a little bit better. So this helps to make your folio, or helps your folio to fold a little bit easier. So I just took a little tiny triangle off each way. Boom and boom. Let me show you this way. Right here in the corner, little tiny triangle off. Okay. Now, when you get to this one, we're also going to do that too. So we're just going to take a triangle, not too big, just all the way up to the middle. That will help so when you fold this in, it's just so much, not so bulky. So I'm actually going to make this one actually a little bit bigger of a miter. Okay, so that was the piece that I took off there, just a little bit bigger. Let's miter in going this way. Okay, boom. Gonna miter this corner, miter these two corners, boom, boom, and then two more, boom. I like my sound effects. I find myself doing that a lot. So, okay, so that is what your folio looks like before we start folding. Now we're going to go ahead and fold our two edges in. Let me just crease that good. And I'm loving this because I'm using navy blue paper, and navy blue is my absolute favorite color. So I'm excited to be crafting with navy blue paper, and it has flowers on it. I love it. Okay, I'm just going to push that down with my bone folder so there's not any bumps. Just nice and slow, build your little folio. No hurries. Just take your time crafting. What could be better? You're crafting, right? At least that's how I feel. Love it. Okay, let's go over and do this side. Just on these little tabs, we're going to add our glue. I'm in the middle of watching a series on Netflix called Money Heist. Oh my gosh, let me know if you've seen it. It takes a minute because it's actually, they're speaking, I don't know if they're speaking Spanish or Portugal. They're speaking some other language, and then it's dubbed over with, you know, English people speaking over the top. But once you get to like watching it, I can't even tell. I mean, I'm so into the movie that I can't even tell that they're not speaking English. So that, to me, that means it's a good movie. Anyway, I am loving that. So I've actually gotten a ton of crafting done. I have days where I like get my projects ready, and then I have days where I do my filming. But when I'm getting my projects ready and just having fun crafting, that's when I definitely have shows on in the background. It would be a little difficult to have a show on right now while I was filming. I would be watching the show as I was trying to film. Okay, so there is where we are with our folio. Now before I fold these up, and this is just optional, I'm going to round this corner. I think it just gives it a nice soft look. Now you could just do it with, in fact, let's just do it with scissors. I think I'm just going to do it, round it with some scissors. Just a nice round look. Okay, yeah, look how cute. That makes it nice and soft. Now, before we fold this up, we want to add our liner. And this is where I was telling you, you probably do want to add a liner even if you have double-sided paper, just to make it look more finished. You see how that's not very finished? But once we add our paper over the top, it just kind of completes the folio. Do you see what I mean? So the inner pieces are 7 by 5 1/4. Okay, and you'll want 2 of those. Okay, I'm just going to line this up. Now make sure that it doesn't go over that score line coming down the middle, okay, or your folio won't fold very good. You're just trying to finish this off. Look how nice that looks. Yeah, it looks, just by adding that inner piece, I think makes it look much nicer, especially if you're giving this as a gift. I had made my mom a set of cards last year for her birthday, and now I'm going to be giving her this folio for Mother's Day with more cards in it. I'm still hoping that she's loving all the cards that I'm making for her, because that's what she's getting. Okay, now these will fold up, and then we're just going to add glue onto these 2 little tabs right here, okay? So glue onto these tabs. And just on that outer edge is all you need, okay? Let's fold that over. I like to just go through and crease it really good. Oh yeah, look how beautiful that is. Oh my gosh, love it, love it, love it. I don't know, it just makes a super nice little folio. So let's go ahead and add some fun things on the top. Once again, I'm just using some of the cutouts from this Cocoa Vanilla Studio. Isn't that just so fun? I love these little cameras. Oh, so fun. Okay, so I went ahead and I just embellished this one already. It says, "Let me tell you a story." I popped it up on some white. I think by popping it up, it won't get so lost on this navy blue paper. Yeah, that's good. Now, normally, you know, I would add a bow onto this, but because this paper came with these flowers that I am in love with, we are just going to add some flowers in the corners. And I went ahead and I add just a little jewel onto these. Little tiny jewel. Oh yeah, oh, so cute. So let's add a few more of these. Once again, I put a little bit of sticky already on these to kind of save time. Add a little jewel right in the middle of that one. And then, like I was saying, I just took some of the embellishments from this collection, added a little bit of bling onto these, and those are going to be my cards for this cute little folio. I added cute little tags and bling on to the envelopes. And once again, I think you can fit about 4 to 6 of these on each side, which makes it, you know, a good size little folio. And then I thought just, it doesn't pop open, so you don't necessarily need the ribbon. But I think this sheer ribbon gives it just kind of a beautiful, dainty look that finishes it off cute. Okay, let's... So there are our cute little folios. Didn't they turn out so fun? What a darling gift to give, basically at any time of the year. So thank you so much for watching. You know, if you enjoyed this video, give me a big thumbs up, and I'd also love to have you subscribe if you haven't already. So go have yourself a fun crafting day and try this. Let me know how it works out for you. Anyway, until the next video, I'll see you guys. Bye.